friends, it's Wednesday, and I know you're used to on a Wednesday me doing either like a tutorial or I can't even get my words out today, or a pattern review or something like that. But because Sunday was that kind of thing, I thought I would just hop on today for a kind of Sunday sews. First of all, thank you to everyone for the amazing reaction to our sewing vlogmas tour. Today is it Wednesday today? I think it's Wednesday today. So we're on day 6 and there is a playlist which I'll link below if I can, where you can find everybody, but they have a big number on their front page as well. And I'm also linking them on Instagram and doing a highlight, so it's easy to find everyone. But I've really loved that vloggers are saying it's more manageable, but I've also loved that people are saying they're enjoying the variety. Thank you for people who enjoyed my scrap Christmas card idea, because there's nothing better than using up some scraps that we've got. So that's what I came up with. And lovely comment, thank you from Antonia. I'll pop it in here. And it was really nice of her to say about how me just sort of encouraging people to be a bit freer, and someone in real life has said this to me, not worrying about perfection all the time. That doesn't mean we don't want good quality, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. But I was saying to someone the other day, I kind of think of myself as a positive disruptor. So let's start with what I'm wearing. So you might recognise this fabric if you watch me a lot from my week in the life, which I purchased from JB Fabrics. It is gorgeously soft. I've made it into a firbremood Stella sweatshirt. So you've got the panel underneath here, which I like because it creates the variety here. I thought it felt like an 80s pattern, so why not go for a bat wing? And it just, yeah, let me just twist around again like I did last time for you so you can see the back. I slightly sized up a bit because I just felt it'd be nice to have it loose. I will pop a picture in here of me in it so you can see the full effect. I am hopping to JB Fabrics this week to pick up something for the lovely Sheila, and I'm nervous because they've got this in a blue colourway and an orange, and I'm scared that that might fall into a bag. I am thinking also of getting this, a bit more of this, to make some joggers, probably the Tilly and the Button Stella joggers, because I thought like a matching snuggly outfit in this could be really good. So yes, some thoughts on that, but I highly recommend this. I did a slightly deeper cuff because I just, again, challenging the 80s. Right, so, oh, and I lengthened the bodice because it is meant to be a crop, but I just felt I wanted a bit more length so it wasn't riding up. But it's easy to do, just cut it a bit longer at the bottom. Which, if you're thinking, I'm not brave enough to hack, that's a good first hacking step, is just lengthening a bodice a bit or shortening a bodice. Let's do Advent next. So Monday, so you haven't seen Monday. So Monday was snag tight day, and I got these, if you haven't seen them on Instagram. So they're tights with around the knee or the thigh area a cat face, and on the back the tail. Now, for some people who maybe wear shorter dresses or skirts, that might be on show. I don't. But I like the secretness of knowing I've got a cat face, because I could be sat in a super serious meeting knowing that there's a cat face on my knee, which I think is quite fun. I do like those like secret things, like, so they're great. So I'm looking forward to wearing those, and I love that pink. It's a great pop of colour to have underneath if I had a black skirt on with that pop of colour underneath. And then Tuesday was from the lovely Christine, and I'm afraid I didn't save it to open with you here. She got me a pair of the lovely Bex That Sews Jazz and Wow earrings. How me are these? So they will be featuring very soon. So thank you, Christine, for such a gorgeous pair of earrings. Let's hold them up again for you. I love Bex. I love Bex's taste and colour. It's very similar to mine, and grey earrings. Just looking at the lovely layers in there of the sequins and things. And today is a snag tights day again, so here we go. So it's number 3 of snag tights, even though it's the 6th, because I'm alternating. So great ribbed pair. So I love this mustardy colour, I'm sure you can think of outfits I've got that they would work with, but ribbed as well, so that's really lovely. So far, verdict, Christine, amazing friend, thank you for yours, but snag tights wise, I'm saying so far, for the price, which I want to say was 45, good value, because I will wear all 3 pairs so far, and you normally pay, I think it's £8 per pair, so 8 threes are 24, so I am more than halfway to covering the price. So I am expecting one pair that maybe I don't wear very often, but so far a thumbs up for me to the snag tights one. So on Sunday, had the last in-person Southern Social of the year, and we had a great time. There was some new faces there, which is really nice. So hello, if you're watching and you're a new face, it was really lovely to meet you. And we did a secret Santa, and the idea was that people could swap gifts. Well done to Sheila for being brave enough to swap yours. Most people kept theirs, but there was some gorgeously made and sourced sewing gifts, and everyone had a great time, even if people didn't do much of the swapping. And I saved a gift for Jess, who's poorly, to deliver to her. And there was enough gifts because the gorgeous Charlotte, who came for the first time, she's been to my virtuals, but she came in real life, did extra gifts. So I was able to have one, and look, a lighted seam ripper. And I found out who the secret Santa was of this. I can't wait to use this, because sometimes, if you remember when you're talking about the hoodie, and even with my glasses on, I had to have the torch from my phone shining. So really looking forward to trying that, and I'll let you know how it goes. So what have I been up to apart from making this, which I made at the Southern Social? I have been working on this fabric, which featured in my autumn/winter plans, and I bought this about this time last year from Rainbow Fabrics. And I told you before I was going to make a Nora cardigan sort of jacket version with it. I managed to sew up the majority at the Southern Social. So I've put pockets on, and I did the pockets in the different direction because, as we know, life is too short for pattern matching. The sleeve exactly as the Nora cardigan. It's always too long, but that's fine. The front piece the same, and the back piece. So I played with the direction. So the back, the stripes go downwards. The front, the stripes go horizontal. And then this piece is part of the pattern here. So I did it in a thinner fabric, so it's not a hassle on the inside and not irritating. But I then created my own collar. Can you see that round there? And I used the shape of the facing to help me curve it, and tapered it in like this. But let me tell you the story of this little piece here. So what I did to stitch the collar on was I put the collar against the body the right way round, and then added the layer of the facing over the top, so that I was stitching the collar and the facing, and I've done the undercollar in that as well, all at the same time. And look, I've seen a hole there. Look, rats, need to do that. So I did that, and then I flipped it round and started pressing, and this side would not lay flat, and it was really driving me crazy. And then I flipped it over, and I realized that the under fabric had got like a nasty fold in it, and that was twisting it. So I unpicked that bit, and then I realised that it was then, as I tried to repin it, I needed to unpick all the way down to the bottom to relay the fabric flat. So I did that, I stitched it again, and then the very end piece was poking out, so I had to unpick again and stitch it in again. So I definitely need this. So when I was saying before about being a positive disruptor and encouraging people not to be perfect, I stand by that, but I also stand by unpicking to make something you're happy with, because otherwise that would bother me all the time. I decided to overlock with my variegated thread the inside of that, so that when I stitch that in, because I'm going to stitch it in, stop it flapping out, I've got that bit of joy on the inside. I've decided not to line this because on the inside it's very flush, and I like the pattern on the inside, and I also don't want that. I don't want it overly thick. I want to be able to wear it over a jumper like this. So I'll pop it on while we're talking. There we go. And it'll be perfect for wearing at home when it's chilly as well. I'm going to put a big button on it, I think. So there we go. I think in future I would make the collar even bigger, but as I hacked it myself, I suppose I could unpick it and do a bigger one. I'll have a think. I'll come back to you and let you know. Right, so Black Friday sales, they're done. Hopefully the overwhelm has gone. I can't remember if I mentioned to you what I did, but what I did do was I got some things from Fabric Godmother. I think you'll be impressed with the sensibleness of much of my choices. So I went for plain red fleece backed sweatshirting. It's quite a thin one, but plain red. Definitely got on the plain train now, although this isn't plain, but I think stripe is a plain. I went for this jersey because I felt this would make a really nice Westcliff dress, so playing with the lines across the front, because it's two-way stretch, I believe, or not so much downwards, but that way there is, so I'll work that out when I cut it out. But I thought it'd be a nice sort of cross-seasonal one. Probably not this time of year, but definitely spring, summer and into autumn. Little remnant of another stripe, because it's perfect for making like a collar on a turtleneck or something. So it's a really thin piece, but one of those infinity scarves, or even just a scarf. Let's just dress up while we're talking, shall we, today? Let's leave that one till last. Now let's be clear, there were some amazing fabrics on Fabric Godmother, but I had a little chat with myself and recognised that I didn't need the amazing fabrics, however gorgeous they were. And Sifa Bowers has done an amazing peony dress in the jacquard, but I don't need it. So I went for bottle green ribbing, blue ribbing, seafoam ribbing and grey ribbing, because I know Fabric Godmother ribbing will be good quality. I'm enjoying this scarf, and that is much more useful to the sewing I'm doing. And then there was one indulgence, and it was this. So it is sort of, it's like cord, but in the valleys it's this like silver thread, and it is a stretch this way, and I thought this would make a lovely comfy, because it's really soft, festive outfit. And so I was thinking either Scirocco jumpsuit, I know I talk about that a lot, or a Westcliff dress with a long sleeve, although you don't always need a long sleeve indoors in some people's houses. But I thought this is something I could definitely make up. I know I love jersey. I know this would make up quite quickly. It's also not going to fray because of the type. So you could even do like that, and it's just going to do like the gentle curl. But that was my one indulgence, but it was very reasonably priced. And that was it. So I'm really happy with my Fabric Godmother. One treat. Lots of sensible bits. Plan exactly what to do with it as well. That's definitely something I'm really working on. I know Christine's talked about that as well, and some other people, that fabric can't come in now unless you know what you're going to do with it. Still got all the stash there, but it's definitely helping me with not having paralysis, and also not sort of getting so lost. Is I definitely think about those things. But like the ribbing is just really useful to have, because if I suddenly decided I wanted a rib in here, I've got like a blue that I could use. I grabbed this from the swaps table at the Southern Social. It's just a little remnant, but it's a nice sweatshirt fabric. It's like a green marl, and I thought that would go nicely in like a pieced bit, in like the mile end in the pieces there. So just grabbed that, and I like a sweatshirt remnant. Because you can just do like various things, can't you, even if you're just doing it for the neckline or something. So plans, there's a the Sew Live virtuals are done for this year, but there's a Christmas party coming up on the 17th of December at 7 p.m. so if you'd like to come along, do drop me a message, because I'll send you, oh that's better, isn't it? I'll send you the link. It's not going to be bookable or anything. We're only going to be about an hour and a half. We're going to put on an outfit, or send a picture of an outfit. You don't have to wear one, you might want to wear your comfies. We'll do a little fun quiz, so if you'd like to take part, Christine and I are going to host it, and we realised that lots of people, including myself, have not got a Christmas party to go to, so let's have one of our own. All the questions won't be sewing questions. I can feel some biscuit things coming on and fun things like that, so let's wait and see. Definitely liking this. I think I should get dressed more on screen with you because I'm enjoying the look here. Right, plans. I have decided to try the new Seasons of East dress, and I will give you my verdict very soon. I've planned in a vlog where I can give you my verdict. So I did the thing I hate most of all, which was to print out and stick together the pattern, and I had to because the PDF from Seasons of East, you can't get an AO version. I would have had it printed, but you can't get one. So I'm going to ask them about that because I hate doing that. But then, because I didn't enough punishment, I decided to stick the Max T together from Chalk and Notch. That one was landscape sticking together. So to start with, my brain was like, why does this look weird? Then when I rotated it round, it made more sense. I'm only doing it with things that don't need super fitting. So like the Max T, the Seasons East, I know I'll have to fit afterwards anyway. So, but I did take advantage of the Fold line, who are doing a 12 days of Christmas like treats. Day 1 was 20% off pattern printing, so I took advantage of that. Day 2 was a free Merchant and Mills pattern. I think it was dressing gown. Day 3 was 15% off magazines. I can't remember what the other ones have been, but watch out if you're not signed up for the Fold line emails. They're coming in the emails, but some brilliant offers. There's some other people doing that, and I found a new challenge, which is one where I won't need to do crazy amounts of sewing. It's like a style dress December. It's for sewists, and it's 4 looks to photograph and share through December. I'll pop a picture in here and I'll drop a link below. It's over on Instagram, and Minerva are a sponsor with $100 prize for the winner, and then there's some other prizes as well, including firbremood as well. So that's a great one to take part in, because it's things like dress, like a party outfit you'd wear or something. There's some great ones. There's only 4 challenges you have to do, so I'll just pop that up for you. So this week I am taking my own advice a bit and not rushing, hence why you just got this little vlog today. I am unable to get into the room where I do most of my sewing because we've had the boiler fixed, good news, but in the fixing of the boiler, the room I sew in has become just mayhem, with the shelf unit breaking where we had to move it. And so it's all a bit distressing, but I'm on it. I'm on a plan for it, and I'll be continuing to do things, hence why I've been sticking patterns together and prepping. And I thought I'd share with you a different board game that you could play, and the one I'd like to share with you is called Wingspan. If you like nature, birds, animals, Wingspan is an amazing game where it's what's called a deck building, where you're collecting cards to build sets, which then build points. There's a board, and there's like bird food, depending on what species of terrain they live in, so whether they live by the sea or land. It's one where you can build extra layers in of complication, so we started quite basic, and they even have a practice round where they tell you what to do, which I love. But it's a completely different game. We've played a lot of games and we really love it, and it's got lots of flexibility to it as well. And of course you get to see all these gorgeous birds of them. I think they're all of North America, but I think some are European. But I do hope you're enjoying my random sort of book and TV tips. Please let me know below if you are, or rather I would just stick to sewing. So I've got lots of plans coming out. I'm looking for my notebook because Sunday I'll be back with more detailed Sunday sews. Then hopefully next week I'll either tell you about the Seasons of East dress, or I'm going to do a big detailed one about the Paola jacket. And I'm planning my final Make 9 review of the year and my plans for next year, which I'll share with you well before the end of the year to give you time to think as well. I say well before, I'd say about 9 days before. Then I've got my Ask Me Anything. So if you've got any questions for me, do drop them below, because I'd really love to answer your questions. Ask me anything you like. I'm not going to be offended, because if I don't like it, I just won't answer it. And then I'm going to do a review of the year, and in that I'm going to share with you something that if you want to join in, go ahead and find it. I'll put the link below as well. So it's called the Year Compass. This will be my 3rd or 4th year doing this, and it's free. You can download it or do it as a digital. I like to write though, and it's a booklet that helps you reflect on the past year and plan the next one. And there's carefully selected questions. It's things like a secret wish, 6 sentences about my year, what was my last year about, with hobbies, mental health, habits that define me. So it's really interesting. So I'm not going to share every single thing with you, but I thought I'd do a vlog with you about it. Obviously more sewing focused, but there'll be other bits in there too. So I printed mine off at the best moment. You can help me think about these. And as I say, you can do it digitally or on paper. I need to go and search, because I've definitely got my previous year's one. I'm looking in my office. It'll be somewhere in here, because it's nice to review the previous year before I write this one to see what I'd said. So I'll be searching for that. And that will take us right to the end of the year. Hope you have a good rest of your week. I will catch you on Sunday. I'm sure I will have many things, including other types, to share with you. Bye.